This is my DIY honey warming cabinet. The warming cabinet holds 4 national supers, no problem at all, tucked underneath the USB fans. Spaces are put between the supers so you have a good bit of ventilation, or warm air travels around easily and between the supers and up through the frames, and to warm the honey inside the wax comb. The shelves hold 2 buckets each, and that particular bucket in there will hold 15 kilograms of honey. I think I've only got 10 in that one at the moment, but 4 buckets at 15 is a good lot of honey. Adaptation, extra shelves can be added. I make these out of spare plywood and oven shelves, and so when you need to reheat your honey because it's granulated, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Put them in here. You don't have to have the extra shelving, but it does help if you have a lot. From my friend at Cordicardi. So if you want to go and give him a ring, you can also get, I think this is large, but you also get Western Red Cedar if you want to make your own hives, or he can make them for you. He can make a lot of things for you if you want it. Bee houses included. The shelf can be removed, and the same can be applied to the bottom shelf. It just lifts up. And underneath that shelf, the lower shelf that is, I've got 2 reptile or ceramic heaters that are fitted into E27, I think it is, yeah, E27 light bulb holders. Now I've placed a bit of plywood underneath, simply because the aluminium and the cabling are quite close together, and I just didn't feel it safe to have cabling where, like the bare wires, will be close to the aluminium and causing a little of an electric shock somewhere. Right, let's move on to the actual construction. I put upright timbers here on the side. They are approximately 1.5 by 2 inches, and they fit inside. Not quite to the top, but close enough. They're held in place by cross members, as I flick a bit of timber off, anyway, and they're held in place across the top by other bars going across, so it makes the structure sound inside. Now there's nothing to hold this shelf across this way, so that is a weak point, and in as much as later on I found that the plywood warped a bit, well, bowed a bit. So to stop that, I attached the outside to the inside. Unfortunately, because we had heat in here when I heated up, this timber here bowed back out again. It's still got a little bit of a bow, not as bad as it was. And to sort that out, I sash cramped it, and then I added a clip. I'll show you the clip in a minute or two. I don't quite know why this one particular fan is bending over, but yeah, it does. But I can see why the timber isn't square. I don't know if you can see it. It's not. I haven't planed it square, so that's the reason why. I might take that off and redo it. You know, improve it, the look of it anyway. Anyway, this one's square, or squarish. 2 fans, you often find these type of fans, 2 USB fans, and you find these fans in the back of computer towers. They're readily available. I bought these off Amazon, but they are readily available. The ceramic heaters, heating bulbs, I'll show you those in a minute or two. This is standard insulation. It's a 1200 millimeter by 2400 millimeter board, and you can do the whole of this unit, just this bit here. Unfortunately, if you wanted to build a unit the same size as mine, you'd have to buy a second sheet just to do the door. Now, the sensor for this heater is just down there, if you can see it, and that's for the thermostat. I have got sensors in the door as well, which you may be able to see there, and I'll explain those in a minute or two. This is one of the ceramic heat lamps, and they work very well. They fit in to an E27, which is one of these. E27 screw fit lamp holder. The reason I had them on plywood, you can see where the cables would come. They're pretty close. Normally that would be against something like plasterboard, so you wouldn't have that worry. But this, what I'm putting it against is the foil-backed insulation. So I thought, well, safe than sorry. It also helped with fitting, because these can screw into the plywood I had, and the plywood then is fixed to the floor through the insulation to the 18mm ply I used. And here's a quick look-see at the boxes. It's 150 watt heat emitter, reptile ceramic heat emitter. Now, those I got from eBay. Sorry, those I got from Amazon. These I got from eBay. These were a bit cheap, about £5 cheaper, I think, which is amazing. So, good value, but you have to look around for the price. Okay, now I've used surplus cabling that I had. It's more powerful than what I needed, but it is what I had, and it was spare, and I just used it. I got this bit off the back of a fridge, which I was going to chuck out. Anyway, socket, that's what you have to buy. One of these with 2 USB ports. They are easy to get a hold of nowadays, no problem at all. So the plugs I used are surplus I had around, but again, they're cheap as chips, not expensive. So it's a 2-gang with a back plate. The cables come up from the ceramic heaters, and that goes around the back of the insulation. Same applies with the 2 fans. Right, next stage. What we got here are, and I'll switch them on in a minute too, and I'll show you what they look like. All right, this is the thermostat, and that there is it controls the, well, not controls, but it tells you how much electricity you're using. Here is the thermostat control, and the temperature inside is only 99.5 degrees centigrade. I've set it to 41 degrees centigrade, so it'll gradually climb up, and I've got a off setting of 44 degrees. Now it will go 1 degree over that, and I can set it a lot higher. I think I can set it up to 100 degrees, but anyway. And I've reasoned that 41 is about right. I think it's about 38, 39 is what the target is, but I find 41 is about a degree. This one here, now I've already preset it somewhere else, and I've set it to 27 pence per kilowatt. And I've got this wattage being used, so those 2 bulbs in there, which are 150 watt bulbs, are using that sort of power. And that's the time scale that they've been used on. So I've only had it for a minute, so when I've tempted it. Right, that is superfluous to what you actually need. You really only need this one here, thermostat here. All right? You need the fans, because that blows the air around. Now let's look at something else I've added. The door, I showed 6 more sensors, and so that's the reading off the door, and it gives me the temperatures of what you're seeing. There is a 1 to a half degree variation between these, and they are only a guide. What I find is the lower ones tend to be cooler than the middle and top. Now that's because they're positioned quite low down and almost below the ceramic heaters. So you have the lowest point of heat is actually right at the bottom, which is really understandable since heat rises. But these are just a guide. And again, they're just, you just don't need to put them in. I just did it for a bit of fun. But if you really just wanted to make it cheaper, just the thermostat is all you need. Right, sizes. Now I'll put the sizes up on a separate section where I will just print it up and show you. Be easier. And you can make your own. Very easy to make. Takes time, takes effort, but you know, if you got it, make it. You can make it for easily less than £200, less than 150, I think it is. And when you look at the cost of what a honey warmer costs, if you had to buy a commercial one, And one of the commercial ones is just plywood and a box, a chest, and this heats up 4 buckets easily. So go ahead and make your own. It is time consuming, but it's also fun. It makes it worth doing because you've done it for yourself. Okay, I've got catches on the side to pull it in nice and tight. And I've got 2 of those, one right at the bottom. I also had to make a spring clip here, because if you remember I said I pulled this in tight. Well, instead of being 29 1/4, which is what this board length is, sorry, it became 29 1/2. So I fashioned this clip. It's out of stainless steel. I did put it in and heated it up in a fire basically, and then bent it and made a clip thing. And that clip really does work, and it pulls it back in. So I don't get the bow and the not tight fitting. The hinges I used, I wasn't certain whether I'd use this hinge again. It's a leaf, that's not a leaf hinge, what do you call it, a T-hinge. And this is 50mm out here, and an angle 50mm. The aim was to pull it out and then turn it so the insulation inside would fit easily. I'll show you the insulation inside. I put a surround on the 6mm ply I used, and it fits around 6mm. I think I did 22mm in the end, and then I dropped in this 50mm ply insulation inside. I used a silver foil. It's a sticky silver foil. I'll get some of that to show you now. I used a 50mm reel. They cost about £6 to £7. They're worth getting, and as you can see, I've got quite a bit of surplus. This is the one I used on the edges because it can go either side, so you have a lip over the edge. And this one I filled the cracks inside the heater itself, so it goes around the edges. There is a warning that says it can't withstand heat. It can, up to a certain point, and it does all right. What's the other bit I've got to show you? Oh, crumbs. Which bit? Oh, I remember what it was. The fans are actually going. So you've got a downdraft here coming through. I've used the shielded type, because you can get them unshielded, but I've decided on the shielded, so it's be a bit safer. But as you can hear or not hear, they're very quiet, and they're working well. I haven't put a light inside, didn't think it was necessary. So when you open it up, you've got to use the outside light rather than like a fridge. My honey warmer, I can put into any position I want to because I've got them on casters. And I've got 4 of these underneath. You can get a lockable version if you want a lockable one. I decided not to put a lockable one. It was a bit of a pain when I was actually putting everything together, but you can't see, but I'm moving it now. It is so easy to move around. Even when full, you can move it. And that to me is important. I've even got these underneath my beehives in my bee house. But on trolleys, easy to move around. Right then. Now please go to part 2 and see the fuller details of the cutting lists and etc. Quite a boring video really, but you know, might be worth watching if you want to make your own. Bye for now.